Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
Welcome, foolish mortal. I put another hole on my desk so I can move my mic over to this side. Okay, because now we're recording, so
Yes.
I can move it over to this side so that I could look at you.
Yeah, thank you for looking at me.
Without the mic hole, without the mic thing being in the way, because we're terrible at that. We're notorious.
We are.
At
We're
like
not good at
having
it.
the mics the wrong way. Well, there you go. Hey everyone, welcome to Foolish Mortals episode 3.
Oh, we're here. We made it. Episode 2 is, in the state ready to be uploaded as soon as I get around to it. So episode 2 is up as if you've seen this,
Hey,
it's up. But this is episode 3.
If you're here, you've seen episode 2.
What'd you guys think? Pretty cool, huh?
You did some great green screen work in that one, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, for you guys, maybe it's been a week or two. It's been a while for us since we've sat down in the old parlor set.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot, man.
I have been
You've been
bouncing
running
across
around.
the country. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's going on? Where have you been?
Ooh, okay. So I went to Walt Disney World, I believe the first week of September. And then 3 days later, after my that week in Walt Disney World, I came back home for 3 days. And then I went to Anaheim to Disneyland for Oogie Boogie Bash, the opening night. And so
Ooh.
now I'm in between trips, and I will be heading out to Orlando for the 50th at the end of the month. And then after that...
So you're going to do it. You're going to do the 50th.
I'm going to be doing it at Magic Kingdom. So not Epcot.
Wow.
Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
And then 1 week
I've
after
heard
that...
rumors the new fireworks are cool. I know some
I-
people who live behind the Magic Kingdom who watch them practice. And so
It's-
I hear they're really cool.
It's going to have to be amazing to stand up to Happily Ever After. So fingers crossed that it does
yeah,
live
for
up to
sure.
the hype.
Yeah, because Happily Ever After is just so magical.
It's my favorite fireworks show.
But you know what, though? You know what? Disneyland and their 60th, their Diamond, I don't remember the music, but what I do remember is that they projection mapped Main Street and how
Yep.
cool that was. And so that's what they're doing for the 50th. So who cares if projection mapping Main Street's going to become the new norm thanks to the 50th? I don't care what the soundtrack is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
Man, it's going to be the first time projection mapping is used on Main Street at Disney World. It's only been at Disneyland
Right.
up until now.
Such an old standby of Disneyland, as you know.
Yes, I do watch Mickey's Mix Magic from time to time. They do have dubstep playing on Main Street while they project charts and heartbeats and
The 60th
Mickey
was
dancing.
the 60th. The 60th was cool.
Disneyland Forever was amazing. Probably the best fireworks show Disney's ever done.
Did you see it? Were you
Disneyland's
there?
ever done. Yeah, I went. I think don't tell anybody, but no, that's not accurate. The second time I ever went to Disneyland was during the Diamond Celebration. The first time was the year before the Diamond Celebration. Oh, those are in the closet. I could go grab them right now in the haunted closet.
You have them too?
I do.
Okay, we have to. You know what? We'll plan a bit for them later.
Okay, all right.
For a future episode.
I'll go into the haunted closet and I'll have them ready for next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's just the doorway is staring. It's just empty. It's just black, and I can see two pinpoint eyes just staring at me from inside the closet. So I'm gonna let that thing, whatever it is in there, do its business, get out, and then I'll go grab the ears from the closet later on.
Right. Just let that specter know you're gonna put it in a home soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be
got
haunt
just the
number
place for
1,000
it.
for sure. Or we haunt
It's getting
number
its
1,000
eviction
and
notice.
1,001.
Are we?
Are we?
Oh man. As in you and I, or as the passenger on the ride vehicle?
You and I, Disney Dan and Disney Dallin.
Yes, we are definitely the 1000s and 1001st.
Okay, so who's number 1,000?
That you, buddy. You. Yeah, you're the one who walks to the door and made the balloons fall. Like
That's true. I
you
did
got
do
there,
that.
they're like, it's Dallin! It's Dallin! Yay! And then they're like, "And you here?" Because
they give you like a button.
Well, yeah, they didn't even acknowledge. They don't even acknowledge me. They're just like, you know that he was 1,000, so duh, figure it out, buddy. You walked in after him.
That's nice for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor. And here's a little bit of Foolish Mortals trivia for the Foolish Mortals superfans out there. This is not the first episode 3.
Oh. No, it's not. It's not.
It's lost media. We have our own lost media here at Foolish Mortals.
Actually, we have 3 episodes of lost media because we have 2 other episodes where we were trying to figure out green screen, and they just weren't. They just weren't producible. I guess we could put them out, and people could see that I have them. I'm looking at them on my desktop right now. But we could. But yeah, these old Mickey beats, unfortunately, switched over the audio, and well, but hey, we got it.
We made it work. We made it happen. And guess what? Episode 3 lives on. And episode 3, 2.
What was the first episode 3 about, though, Dalek? Do you remember?
It's vague, but I remember we talked about mummies and grinding them up, and we did a whole bit about it, and it was gone.
Oh, we still, but okay, that bit can be gone, but the people still need to know. The people still need to know about this. Okay. You guys are going to lose your minds because can you just recap what the original episode 3 was about so that we can relive the magic?
So I believe it was going through backstories of different ghosts in the mansion. Am I correct on that?
We only made it through one backstory, though.
We made it through maybe 2. I think we may have made through 2.
Oh, yeah, we did two.
But yeah, we're going to go through backstories of some of the ghosts, and specifically we started with my favorite ghost in the mansion, the mummy, and how a joke has been lost to time in that scene. And we talked for probably 58 minutes on just the mummy. Man,
I didn't know that people were eating mummies. That just blows my mind.
All right. Let's catch you fine folks up here. Okay. So in the Haunted Mansion, as you know, there is a scene of a mummy singing Grim Grinning Ghost sitting in his coffin stirring his tea.
Wait. We got Disneyland's Haunted Mansion. I know that you just say, as you know, in the Haunted, it's not in Florida.
The mummy?
The guy's not listening to him in Florida. It's only in Disneyland that. Right?
When's the last time you went on the Haunted Mansion, Dan?
I feel like I was just there a couple weeks ago.
That's why. He's missing for some reason. Did you know that?
Oh, the listening guy's missing.
Yeah, he's part of the ride. He's there. He's not. He's mysteriously vanished, which makes I guess makes you haunt on number 1,000 now, since we've retroactively moved down the list.
Oh yeah, how many haunts have been retired from the retirement home for haunts?
I'm 999, and you're 1,000 now.
Yeah. Where does a ghost go after it passes on, after it's already passed on? That's the real question.
That's true. Oh, wow.
Maybe they used that robot for the Biden animatronic.
It's got to be like you go to like the Double Mansion, where it's like a spookier version of the Haunted Mansion. And instead of normal ghosts riding the ride, and it's like double ghosts inside the ride. Ghosts who have died and became spirits.
9,999 happy haunts are in that mansion.
Wow. Can you imagine? It's like a 45-minute ride.
It's like a Haunted Mansion the size of the NBA experience.
Oh, you know what? Looks like we have an empty plot of land there now. It's not too late.
Oh, you mean what it is currently? It's already the NBA Haunted Mansion?
Man, what I wouldn't give to be the first person and last person to enter and do the NBA experience.
Man, I never even went. Did you go?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't sport.
See, I have a confession. I'm not a sport person either. I've actually never been to Disney Quest because the whole time it was open and operating, up until very recently, I just didn't get the chance to do it. Like the last 2 years it was open, I was able to go, but I didn't. But when I went before, I was a young child, and my parents were saying to me, no, that place is lame, and you will hate it. And I believed them. But it was lame, is the thing. But I think I would have liked it.
Well, you know what? That is fat. Dallin, I really appreciate you bringing up this point because I recently had the similar thought. I was like, should I take my kids to Disney World right now? It's like, it's just lame. It's just so lame right now. But then I'm like, but they'll always be able to say they were at Disney World for the 50th anniversary.
Exactly. And the new
Even
Club
though
Cool.
it was lame.
The new Club Cool, right? Dan. Open today.
Yeah.
As of recording this.
You know what, buddy? Do you know what I'm gonna do? You know where I'm going on
Where are you
Friday?
going?
Disney World.
You're going
And
on
you know what
Friday? Where are you going?
You know-
Come on.
Well, my main goal is I'm just gonna be there for like a week for like a friend's baby shower, doing some work and stuff. But I'm gonna go there for Space 220's opening.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to have that Tang margarita or whatever that they have. I want to have expensive space meats, space French fries,
space cheesecakes.
There's space cheesecakes.
There's space chocolate cheesecakes.
Cheese.
That's what the astronauts eat, Dan. It's what the astronauts eat.
Cheese space. Cheese spakes. Cheese spakes. Cheese spakes. Cheese spakes.
Cheese space.
The more you say it, the more it works. That's
I know.
What I'm saying.
You hear someone say it once, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But then you start saying it yourself, and you're like, oh yeah, cheese.
Like, yeah, cheese spakes. Cheese spakes. Space
Chocolate cheese spakes.
Chocolate cheese fakes.
See, I'm in the unlucky group who's going in the. I guess I am technically going for the 50th. I could hop over there, but I'm gonna have to try and get an ADR, which is an advanced dining reservation for you simpletons out there for Space 220 on the app.
Is that the slang?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
But the word on the street though is that for a couple weeks it's gonna be walk up only.
I think it is for the first week or so. It's like opening. It's opening next week, isn't it?
Yeah, on the 20th.
Oh my goodness.
220 on the 20th.
That's genius.
Spice.
Is that a reference to something?
Yeah, it is. Tim Curry. Tim Curry says spice, and that's how he says. He's like,
oh, I know exactly. In the video game, the only place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Right. Spice.
I love how he cracks up before he says it because he knows how stupid of a situation he's in.
Oh, man. I'm about to play a role that Tim Curry originated, Spam-A-Lot. I'm doing Spam-A-Lot in May, and I'm going to be King Arthur.
Oh,
and,
wow.
It's like a character study, watching that man just exist. And it gives me energy watching him perform the role because it's just such a brat, he's just brazen confidence that man has and everything. He's just like, I'm Tim Curry. I'll do it however I want to do it.
Do you know me? I'm actually Tim Curry, so I'm just going to act the way I need to act for this part.
Right. He's just incredible. He's absolutely incredible.
Tim Curry's amazing. What were we talking about? Space 220?
50th? Space 220. 50th.
My plan for the video is to ride every single ride that was open on opening day, but crowd levels may not allow that. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good idea.
And then catch the fireworks at the end of the
maybe I'll do something where I eat 50 things at Disney.
There you
Epcot.
go. And then,
what is 50 things that I could eat for the 50th?
At Epcot, if Food and Wine is still going on, I'm sure you'll have an easy time.
Yeah, but I bet the lowest plate is like $7. 7 times 50 is like $3,000.
I would say if this was Disneyland, you should go for 50 mint juleps. And I think that's what I'm going to do for the 70th at Disneyland is I'm going to try and drink 70 mint juleps.
How about? Oh, you know what? Let's tag team it.
Okay.
Foolish Mortals does
I can
7,
try.
and that's 35 for each of us. I think we can handle it.
I think that's doable. We're gonna put it in the schedule, Dan. We're doing
Add
this.
70 beignets, 70 mint juleps, 70 beignets, 70 minutes on the train. That's all we have.
Minutes.
And as the train comes around to New Orleans Square, we have people waiting to just reload us because we're only going to be able to hold so many.
I'm just
how long does the loop take?
To down a mint julep and a beignet every minute. A minute.
I think that's accomplishable. I think we could do it.
I don't know about me. You've seen how skinny I am, but maybe I could make it happen.
Well, no. But listen. But if that's every 2 minutes because we're splitting the load, bro.
You're right. That makes it a bit okay. That makes it a bit more.
So
doable.
you have,
or
you could be like 1 minute for a julep, 1 minute for a beignet, and it's just back and forth. Julep, beignet, minute.
I'm worried about the expansion of the beignet in your stomach because you're drinking liquid and you're eating that fried dough. That's gonna fill you up in like 4 or 5 beignets. So then
but you have to remember beignets is a lot of fluffy space because of that air release, because it's a yeasted dough, like a donut.
You're right,
you know what I mean?
But I don't know
it lifts.
I don't know if that's gonna matter by like beignet number 23. You know.
Well, as someone who's eaten 5 churros in a row, as someone who's eaten his height churros, a fan wants me to do corn dogs, and I'm like, I'll do it as long as I can count the sticks, like the bottom part of the sticks.
And then at the end, just line the sticks up.
You do slow down. You do slow down. You do slow down. You do slow down.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be the best video ever uploaded to YouTube. Let's talk about.
We just go to the parks and just try to find 50 I don't think there's anything honestly affordable at the parks you could buy 50 of.
50 of. Well, at least you can get beignets in packs of 6, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot they're smaller. They're small, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe I don't know, something from the confectionery, some candy on Main Street. Like not prepackaged Goofy's Candy Co. candy. I'm talking actual freshly made things.
Right. Oogie Boogie Bash, how was the Haunted Mansion segment of the parade?
Oh man, apparently they had changed it. Because
yeah, right, because Constance is in it, right?
Constance is on the float. People were saying it's the Beating Heart Bride. I don't know, because it looked like an amalgamation of all the brides in the mansion.
Yeah. I think that is it's a choose your own bride.
Essentially a choose your own bride. But the rest of it, Phineas, Ezra, and Gus, the ghosts from the mansion, were chatting with us. They came up to us and they all gave us a wink and a nod. No,
they just came up and kind of gave you like a little chuckle. Okay,
all gotcha. 3 of them though, which was interesting. I didn't know, because the makeup on the Hitchhiking Ghosts is so well done. If you recall the Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary after hours that they did, which was probably one of the best nights of my life, you could meet the Hitchhiking Ghosts, and they were familiar with my work. They knew of my escapades around the mansion, should I say.
Did they?
They did. They all knew of...
What? How do you feel about 3 ghosts keeping an eye on you all the time?
I am honored, Dan.
Yeah?
I mean, unless I'm in the shower, which is a bit awkward, I'm honored.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. They're ghosts, all right? They have they have spectral, omniscient viewings of you, all right? They can see whatever they want to see.
Right.
But I'm more concerned with death following me around that closely. You understand? Like, I can't have that kind of association.
I don't know, man. Every day I wake up, there's 3, there's a bearded man, a thinner skeletal man, and a man carrying a carpet bag hovering above my bed, and I find it comforting.
Yeah, well, it's like waking up to find like Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy all just hanging out in your room.
Yeah, and they didn't bring you anything. They're just kind of watching you. Saying. Yeah.
Or like the 3 wise men. You feel a little bit like baby Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like, where's the gifts, boys?
Where's my myrrh?
Yeah, and frankincense. And gold.
And gold. I just want that last one.
Yeah, just gold. What do you...
I'll take all 3, but...
Here's the real question. When you walk down the beach and you look behind you... Are there 4 sets of footprints?
They keep a respectable distance, so I'll see them a few yards back, but they're not like walking alongside me.
I guess you're not familiar with the Jesus footprints in the sand situation, huh?
I grew up in a religious family, so I'm vaguely aware.
Like that whole prayer, like I was walking on the beach and I was so alone, but then I turned around and there were 2 sets of footsteps. There's another set of footsteps with mine, and that was Christ. It
was either 1, Christ was following you down the beach, or 2, someone had walked there previously, and the sand had just washed away what? You know it. I'm gonna choose.
That doesn't explain how it works, though, dude. Because you're looking in front of you and you don't see 2 sets of footprints.
You're right. You're right. So here's a thing. This is all Haunted Mansion related because Christ is canon to the Haunted Mansion story.
Jesus, 100%. Speaking of how he became canon, word on the street is we're getting a new Haunted Mansion movie, Talon.
The word on the street is also that Mobius M. Mobius himself has been cast in the Haunted Mansion movie, Dan.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow.
Wow.
That joke hasn't been made.
Wow. Who would you cast Owen Wilson to play? If you, I don't know if he's playing like an original character or an already established character. If he was playing an already established ghost or character from the mansion, who would you cast Owen Wilson as?
I would just like to say really quickly, you would make a dashing young Owen Wilson in like a flashback scene if they ever needed it. And so Yellow Shoes.
They just have to CGI my nose a little bit. Yellow Shoes.
Oh yeah, we could do that. You see what they do with Vision, like with Paul Bettany.
They painted
him purple.
I mean?
They don't even need to paint him anymore. He just shows up and like they just like, it's all digital. So we could definitely like, do something, what I'm saying is you've just got the I think you've got the energy
Yellow Shoes
to make an excellent young Owen Wilson and like an establishing shot when he first discovers the mansion, right? He's got to be the caretaker, right?
Ooh.
Like a sillier, more fun, hip.
Him and his dog. Okay, no.
Oh yeah, these ghosts. Oh yeah, the ghosts are all over the place.
Yeah, these ghosts are
I do a terrible Owen Wilson.
Wow, they're all over the place.
Yellow Shoes. Give this man a call. All right, come on.
I just want a cameo on the Haunted Mansion movie. That's it. It's the least you could do for me, Disney. It's the least you could do.
Is there any word? Is it going to be an original, or is it going to... I mean, I imagine they're going to mess with it in some way. Like the Jungle Cruise movie had nothing really to do with the ride other than like a
first,
light...
4 minutes there at the beginning.
Of the rock sequence. Not even the whole movie, just the rock sequence.
Yeah.
So really...
cruising there in
and
the
that's
jungle.
fine. I'm okay with that. The first Pirates movie just had moments of the ride, just tableaus from the ride. So
can we talk about for a second here, switching gears a little bit, before we come back to your question? There are canonically 2 Trader Sam's now. 2. There's the one from the movie. There's the one from the movie who is the woman with the pocket watch and the top hat. But the movie is also in the same universe as the ride we go on. And Trader Sam is present at Disneyland.
Okay, see, here's what I think.
So
he's still at Disneyland?
No, he's not at Disneyland anymore, but his gift shop or do you think they've retconned it to where Trader Sam's gift shop is now?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah. That's exactly what they've Splash Mountained it. They're like, listen, we've done some wrong things. We're gonna fix it up. All right.
Here's the thing, Dan. I would believe you 100% if a photo of him still wasn't present at Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar at the Disneyland Hotel.
Oh, you know what? You can't incorporate that. You know what? You know what? You know who our first guest on this podcast needs to be is Brandon. We need to bring Trader Brandon in here, and we need to get it on the record. I know he works for SeaWorld now, and so he's not speaking officially for Disney in any capacity. But man, is Trader Sam's canon?
I would like to think it is.
Or is it not just like it's like a hotel owned by a bunch of white people who think that's what Trader Sam's is?
I think it's canon to the Jungle Cruise storyline, all right? Because I think there's a reference to it in the Skipper Canteen as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's a Trader Sam's reference.
Well, we got to rectify that.
Now next time when we go to Orlando, we're going to be taking photos all over that canteen, all over that tiki bar if we can get in.
Trader Sam's variant. We'll just say that.
Yeah, it's an alternate timeline. It's a variant.
Yeah. It at the Polynesians where cultural appropriation's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's where
that's the timeline where everyone's like, yeah, cultural appropriate me, right? But over at the ride, it's just like, hey, we're woke, bro. Yeah, this is the woke universe.
No. Trader Sam, I don't even know who you're talking about. This monkey's gonna take your picture though.
Amazing. I do love the monkey. Wait, are they taking photos?
No, and that's another thing. Disney is going downhill fast, Dan, and that's the only reason is that monkey does not actually take a ride photo of you.
I'm literally speechless. I mean, I guess like, what would the picture be? But like the back of your heads and stuff?
It must have been in the plans, though. Why put a camera there it flashes? Why put a monkey taking a flash photo there at the end of the ride if it wasn't in the plans originally to have it be a ride photo?
That's Dallin, I completely agree with you. Here's the thing. If I'm on a Disney ride, if I'm on a Disney attraction, I want any practical thing to be practical on set. I want to be able to climb onto the stage of Carousel of Progress and get a beer from the fridge.
Right. I want to open that fridge. I want everything to work. Ice to be cold inside.
Right. I want to be able to Google me on the computer that John's wife's working at. You know,
Exactly.
like I want everything on these sets to be practical. And the fact that that camera isn't actually taking pictures, it's not a real camera, is a fool's errand. All right. I've been on Living with the Land.
Who hasn't?
You mean to tell me those cucumbers aren't real? You mean to tell me those cucumbers aren't real?
You're telling me if I were to jump out of the boat, trip into the water, get up onto the walkway, grab a cucumber or banana, trip back into the water, and then get back on my boat like that one woman did,
right,
and took a bite out of that cucumber, that it wouldn't be a real cucumber.
Right. And so since that cucumber is real, that camera should be taking photos.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's my sweaty neck, I need a ride photo. I got photo pass. I want my money's worth.
You know what would be funny actually is if it did take a picture, but all it did was take a picture of the skipper, and the skipper knew to lean out at the right moment, and then there was just like a branch covering the rest of the boat. It just be like so that it didn't even matter who was in the ride.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? Like that it would just be the ride photo would be a skipper joke. You know what I mean? So the photo just it's the
yellow
monkey, like a monkey's peeking up, and so he's blocking most of the boat except for the front where the skipper's like, you know.
Dude,
and each skipper just has a preloaded photo. It doesn't even do it. It just loads up into your photo pass. You know what I mean? Just based off of whatever skipper you have.
The ultimate Jungle Cruise ride photo.
Why aren't we doing that? Someone send this clip to that guy on Twitter who rebuilt Jungle Cruise.
Kevin Lively. I've spoken with
Kevin.
him in the past, and then he did the Jungle Cruise, and now he won't talk to me. He's actually
definitely. You just called him out. You just definitely not going to talk to us now.
He's a creative director at Imagineering. He's probably
no. He's a busy
way
man.
Too busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Pretty
being a
busy dude.
Director
Pretty
at Walt
busy
Disney
dude.
Imagineering.
Yeah. Right. And the last thing you want to do is be the creative director at Walt Disney Imagineering and then just start like Mark Ruffaloing. You know what I mean? Just spoiling everything. So you don't want to do a lot of interviews and talk to the media when you get that job. All right. You want to keep it under wraps. You want to not Mark Ruffalo the situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have on
Jungle
our podcast,
Cruise. Yeah, everyone dies at the end of that one.
Not again. So on our podcast,
Thanks, Mark.
We have Skipper Kevin. Kevin, can you tell us what every change that you guys are planning for the Haunted Mansion in the next 20 years?
That's all classified information.
Okay, but can you tell us one thing that you're going to change?
Classified.
How about your...
I could tell you one thing, but that thing's classified.
You know what? There is one thing, but I also can't tell you that thing. But what I can tell you...
And there are 3 other things that we're going to change, but those are also classified.
Ah, so you are going to change something, and then he gets fired by Disney. Because he said too much.
Foiled again. Foiled again!
I like how... Okay, before we get back into talking about the Mummy, because we're almost a half hour in, I think it's hilarious.
We got to talk about that Mummy, dude.
We have to. We have to cover this. And we could spend an easy 30 minutes talking about it. But I want to talk about how back in the day, Disney was so loosey-goosey. They didn't care about making big announcements or keeping things top secret. They announced the Pirates of the Caribbean ride back when it was just going to be a walk-through Pirates, attraction in New Orleans Square. Like, way before New Orleans Square was even built. And then I have a map of like Disneyland in like the late 50s, I believe, on my wall. And the Matterhorn is there, but it's just labeled as the Mountain Ride.
Right.
So it wasn't all secret. And now
they weren't secret. Yes, exactly. And I think that inspired kids.
Yeah.
To see Walt walking around those specials surrounded by robot heads and seeing how they're doing stuff. Like there is, I would argue that Disney has kind of like they're gatekeeping the Imagineering experience by like making it such a big secret thing. Why do these things have to be secrets? Walk us through everything you're doing with the Guardians coaster or the Tron rebuild. Yeah. Take us through every step. It's just more content. What are you going to do? Why not? What is the secret for?
That's right. Well, it's that even with Tron, it's like we know what's happening. Like we know what's we know.
Why? Well, we don't know what's happening. Where is the ride?
That's true. What's going on in there? I remember I was like, I'm so excited for this to
build
open
one
in
roller coaster.
2020. And now here we are.
Here we are.
Old,
same with Guardians.
Soggy old sea captains waiting for Tron to open. Crusty old sea captains.
You're the crusty old sea captain?
Yeah, we're both crusty old sea captains. We're standing at the bow of our ship with our long beards waiting for Tron to open.
Is it like a sea salt crust, or is it just like a fish guts crust? The word crust upsets me, and I would like to clarify what my crust is, so I could be a little bit more comfortable with me in this scenario.
Disney Dan does a
what
crust
am I crusted
reveal.
with? What am I crusted with, Dallin? You need to tell me.
I'm thinking sea salt. I'm thinking no guts.
Okay.
So have you seen?
Is that why my hair looks so good?
Have you seen The Lighthouse with Bobby Pattinson?
And Willem Dafoe.
Green Gobbo. I'm picturing us as Willem Dafoe in that movie.
Oh, I would make a great Willem Dafoe character, and you would make a great little sparkly vampire
Little
character.
Bobby P?
You know what? Let's cosplay as that someday, dude. Let's
All
go to
right.
a con, and we'll do our makeup like sepia, like all black and white. Like all
but I'm
noir,
still gonna be sparkly, and you have to have like some pumpkin bombs strapped to your chest, so that way we're both the characters from the Lighthouse and from their respective franchises. We've mixed the two characters.
Baby Patterson would have made a good Spidey, like Andrew Garfield Spidey. He has a lot of Andrew Garfield Spidey energy.
And now he's in the other franchise.
But wait, what were we talking? You said before we talked about the Mummy, we had to address what? What were we addressing?
I think that was it. How secretive Disney is compared to how they used to be. What I don't understand, like what they did with the Beauty and the Beast ride was amazing. Yeah,
like showing us a lot of that tech before it rolled out. I think that if we did more of that, it would help to manage the expectations of fans. And manage where our energy is placed, because I feel like a lot of fans get themselves disappointed for no good reason. Because they expected something.
Very much the case with Avengers Campus. People think it's a bad land for some reason, even though I personally think it's better than Galaxy's Edge, because I'm not so much a Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars, but Marvel is my bread and butter.
You like that immersion.
And
that's Marvel's your immersion.
The land is so much more kinetic. There's characters walking around like how they wanted Galaxy's Edge to be, but there's two heroes out at a time at all times. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think I'd still argue that Star Wars Land will become way more kinetic once the hotel rolls out. Because there'll be those 3-day, one port day. The land's gonna have to become kinetic in some way.
I hope
when the guests are there.
When the guests are there,
there's gonna have to be, but yeah, and I think that they are like, here's everything we want to do for Avengers Campus, and then they built like a third of it, and they didn't really talk to us about that process and like how they're like, and if they, people are here for like, hey, we're planning our budgets, and we understand that based off of this and this, we have future projects, and we're planning on the expansion happening in the next 3 years is what we'd really like, but instead of like using hopeful, optimistic talk, it's just like they announce something big and early, and then it takes forever for them to make it, and then they don't deliver with what they, and it's so frustrating.
It is.
I like what Universal does. So like they build the whole thing, we all know everything about it,
the Velocicoaster,
and right at the end they're just like, Velocicoaster. Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah
we can't wait to ride it, and then we ride it and we're like, this is awesome,
man. I need to go to Universal.
I'm so glad we didn't have our expectations built for 5 years to ride a mouse ride that's still half in French.
Is it? Did they didn't translate it completely?
No.
Did you have you been on it?
No. I've done some VR goggle ride throughs.
See, I've had the opportunity to, but I missed the annual pass holder cutoff.
Me too, bro. High five.
Ha! Yeah, we're both slackers. But
did you re-up though? Do you have your Incredi Pass?
No.
Or did you Incredi Pass on it?
My in-laws are DVC members, so we got passes through DVC.
Ooh.
So I renewed. I think you could. I think they let you renew. I just think you just couldn't buy new annual passes. Was the thing.
Yeah, they did. They would, but it was a month wait time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating a little bit of candy corn here.
Oh yeah, did you see his candy
today.
corn jar? Guys, look at this. Show him the candy corn. Now, me personally, I think we've talked about this before. I actually am not a fan of candy corn.
Which is lunacy to me. It's delicious.
I don't know. I'm more of a special Halloween candy.
I also like the pumpkins.
Candy pumpkins. That's just the same thing in a different shape, right?
Buddy, it sure is.
Did you know they do Christmas trees?
I'm trying to do the
too?
vampire teeth, but it's not working.
They do Christmas trees around the holidays. It's candy Christmas trees.
Do they really?
Yeah, same flavor and everything. It's just so they can sell them for a month or two longer.
Like, these things go bad. I don't think candy corn goes bad.
What about candied corn?
Isn't that what that is?
Candied. It means it's like covered in sugar and toasted.
Oh, it's corn. It's actual corn that's been candied.
Yes. Think about that for a second.
I think that's just roasted corn. That sounds delicious.
It's got to have sugar on it though, so it's candied. Caramelized.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm an American.
It's just like you have caramel corn and you have caramelized corn or caramel corn, depending on if you're rich or not.
Wait, what is the difference?
Some people say caramel. Some people say caramel. It's apparently the same thing.
But what is the difference between caramel and caramelized corn?
Caramelized means it's like melted sugar, I believe.
Right.
And caramel or caramel
but that's just what they call it.
Is just caramel covered popcorn. Two different things.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You have to.
Okay.
This is
if it's one's handmade artisan.
To be fair, it takes a very high IQ to understand foolish mortals.
Right. So if you don't get this stuff, it's cool.
It's fine.
It's all right.
If it goes over your head, we won't judge.
No judgment.
Yeah.
No judgment.
We're pretty high. We're pretty highly intellectual philosophers ourselves here on this show.
What Muppet do you think is going to be the mummy in the Muppets Halloween special?
Dan, you're asking a lot of me right now. You're asking a lot. I have to cast my favorite ghost in the Haunted Mansion as a Muppet.
I think that they just need to bring back the mummy pirate from Muppets Treasure Island.
I do like the Muppy pirate. Yeah, hey, the mummy pirate.
The mummy pirate. Yeah, I like that one mummy bit.
Sweetums, I think, would be pretty cool as a mummy. Life-size man, scary creature, wrapped up in gauze. Who's a mumbling Muppet, though? Who mumbles?
Oh, Swedish Chef.
Swedish Chef. Would he be more of a... No, I guess that fits. I guess that tracks.
I don't know if they'll go that hard in the paint with recreating the vibe
better.
I'm getting.
They had
the vibe I'm getting is it's just gonna be the Muppets as ancillary. I'm having a hard time deciphering what this special is gonna be.
Nobody knows. We haven't even seen a trailer for it yet. We know Fozzie's gonna be the Hatbox Ghost at least at one point. Maybe not the whole time.
Right. And Peggy's a Leota situation.
Yes. And oddly enough, not the bride. But again, we haven't seen anything.
Right, but I think that Piggy as the bride would have implications.
Right.
And Kermit and Piggy, I think, are divorced now.
That's true. That's if you kept up with the Muppets canon. The most recent Muppet project is what, Muppets Now? Or was it the Muppets TV show from ABC?
Right.
Because Muppets Now was on Disney Plus, and that didn't really have a story. That was just sort of like a variety thing without it was like the Muppet Show if they didn't have the segments in between the acts, with the story.
Yeah, it was they were trying to, it was I get it. It's like Muppet Show's in a theater, so we're going to modernize the Muppet Show. And what is the modern theater? What does everyone show up for? Oh, well, late night television. Okay, great. That's the through line. But the thing we were missing is that late night television, like Jimmy Fallon or whatever, is full of gags. They're full of bits.
Yeah.
Conan, they're full of performances. There are things that could have been done with that premise instead of it just being a talk show that could have leaned more into the Muppet theater kind of vibe.
Oh man. Would you be behind a modern revival of just the Muppet Show?
In a theater? Yeah, in a theater.
Just
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like in a theater,
absolutely.
But it's a TV show. And it's it's the Muppet Show, but just new episodes with new guest stars.
I would be on board to do a new Muppet Show, but the theater that they inhabit is the Hollywood Studios Muppet Vision Theater. And so you incorporate like you don't retell the story. That story stays. It's consistent. But like it's like, oh yeah, I'm here at the Muppet Theater,
right?
And yeah, the Muppets are here. It's where they live. This is where the Muppets live.
If it's a success, it drives a lot of traffic to Muppet Vision, which is the best ride at Hollywood Studios.
Right.
That doesn't see a lot of people going through it all the time.
Because Dallin, I don't know if you've been on Disney Plus lately and been like watching the specials that they're like putting out.
Yeah.
There's this princess special they just put out that's just entirely on an LED Mandalorian screen.
Really?
And they use like maybe 3 props. It's hilarious. They have a whole techno Epcot section of a techno remix of Frozen, but it's very Epcot themed. It's Princess Remix is what it's called. If you Google Princess Remix,
I'd say I'm looking for it in my crystal ball right now. Princess Remix.
Yeah, the Princess Remix.
Disney Princess Remixed, an ultimate princess celebration. Right.
So you could 100% use the Muppet Show, using the Muppet Show under the premise it's a Muppet Vision Theater, to be constantly promoting new stuff that's happening at the parks, and for Disney promotions, any big feature actors and right. anything you want to sell. Like you could just be using it as a Disney promotional tool that exists in the theme parks. The Muppet Vision Show. Or just call it Muppet Vision.
Muppet Vision.
And it's just an update. It's just an update of the Muppet Show.
Muppet Vision 2D.
And it's in the Muppet Vision Theater. And it's still the theater format then. Now we still have the stage. We still have acts coming in and out. We have the Muppets backstage, tomfoolery around and stuff.
Right.
Yellow Shoes.
Yellow Shoes.
You know what, Dallin? Hey, listen, buddy. We saw into this crystal ball. We predicted Muppets Haunted Mansion.
We did. Right? We actually called that. I cannot believe we called that.
So maybe we just predicted the Muppet Vision show. So who knows?
Would it be called Muppet Vision or would it be called Muppet Vision 2D?
Muppet Vision 2D, man. Or it's Muppet Vision 3D, and they give you the option. If you have polarized 3D glasses, you can watch it 3D at home.
That is an untapped market, Dan. At home 3D streaming. Where it's just like, you can have an option to play your Muppet show in Spanish and English, subtitles on or off, and in 2D or 3D.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. But if we can't, if the technology isn't there to roll it out for everybody, Muppet Vision 2D is hilarious. It's fantastic.
It works.
Like, we need to get Yellow Shoes on that right now. You know what? Here's the thing. I know the guy who wrote Muppets Haunted Mansion. Maybe we can get him on this podcast.
Ooh.
Kirk Thatcher. He's amazing. Kirk Thatcher, funny story, is the person that they used to model the Muppets Ghost of Christmas Present. He's just this big, joyous dude. And in Star Trek: The Journey Home, he's the punk that Spock leans over and pinches gives him the Vulcan neck pinch.
Right.
He's like the rock star punk, like in the it's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow.
Oh, and in Spider-Man Homecoming, he's on the street when the guy's like, do a flip, who was in the
Shang-Chi.
Who's in Shang-Chi. The other guy the other bum on the street is Kirk Thatcher.
Oh,
so
dude.
that's just like
so what you're saying
that's
is
the guy who wrote
we're gonna have him on for episode 4 is what I'm hearing you say.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait till the thing comes out, and then he'll be able to talk about it.
That's probably better, yeah. So we wouldn't be like, so what's happening? And he's going to say...
Yeah, tell us everything about it a month early.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's just us 3 here.
But man, Muppet Vision 2D... Dallin, you know what? We're Disney...
What are you
Yellow
doing?
Shoes, come on, baby.
You're losing money by not calling us.
Right, you're actively losing money.
I just need to send a letter to Chapek's office and say, hey, just so you know, by not hiring us, you're actively losing money, and we will get our job calls the next day.
Bob, you have to spend money, honey, to make money. All right, so hire us, spend some money, so that we can make you some.
We're
money.
gonna make you some money.
Give us a call, Bob.
Give us a call.
Come on, baby.
Okay, so 45 minutes in, I think it's time we talk about the Mummy.
Wait, are we satisfied with enough Muppet? Do you have any big Muppet predictions?
I'd say we're far enough into this that we should just make this the Muppet episode. We will talk about the Mummy all of next week. or not, or next episode.
We tease the mummy too hard, man.
You think
we
so?
tease the mummy too
we
hard.
gotta follow through with the mummy.
We gotta do the mummy.
Okay.
We gotta
right.
do the mummy.
All right.
We gotta do the
Let's
mummy.
talk.
But I think my big call is Agatha Harkness shows up in the special. That's my wish
That's your
list.
pie
Is
in
that
the
Agatha
sky?
Harkness shows up.
Dude,
Yeah.
have you seen Agatha? Well, no, you haven't been to California for Oogie Boogie Bash. Agatha Harkness at Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of social media about her. I think that it's a gorgeous. I just hate that they soaked her in red light.
I see what they were.
It's like
they were doing.
Yeah, with the WandaVision thing.
Right.
But at the same time, she's got all that purple magic. So
Right.
soak Agatha in purple
Just
light.
put a blue
give her
spotlight
all
on
of
her.
that.
Yeah.
Right. Give us some purple and blue undertones. Give me Agatha magic. I get like people are just like, I don't know, if it's not red and fuzzy and looks like an old TV, I don't understand WandaVision. But Agatha is a cool character, and her costume's already so. I mean, I was not impressed by her costume.
Oh,
I love the character. I didn't like the costume in the show. I thought it was very flat.
Her final costume.
Yeah, I thought her final costume was very flat, and it didn't have a lot of textures that work at a distance because it just has too much. There was just too much fabric.
Lots of ruffles. Lots of layers.
Yeah. Her as a villain is lost in her big robes. Even Maleficent's a great example of a tight cut evil robe, and Agatha could have benefited from that. But anyway, that's sidesteps the fact that I didn't like the lighting choice.
When they bring Agatha back, and they will because they kept her alive.
Yeah,
model her costume after Maleficent. You've got yourself not the good Maleficent, not the bad Maleficent, the good Maleficent.
Right. Listen, Dallin, they're going to need to sell more toys when WandaVision 2 comes out. So don't worry, we're going to find a way to make her costume look different.
I thought they already said
worry,
they're not
buddy.
making a season 2.
Well, you know what I mean, like Wanda the movie or whatever's going to happen.
It's going to be called Scarlet Witch movie, WandaVision 2, subtitle, and the Vision. The Return of Harkness.
Agatha's in a better dress this time. Yeah. This is it's record for the longest Marvel title.
Shang-Chi has it right now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the Legend of the
and the
Ten
Legend
Rings.
of the Ten. Have you seen Shang-Chi?
I am looking at my exclusive Magic Bandit that I got from Mouse Gear. Not the Creation Shop, Mouse Gear, a week and a half ago.
Bold. Dallin has put a line in the sand, folks.
No, I don't. Okay. I think the Creation Shop is cooler. I'll say it. I think it's better.
Okay. You're saying that you bought it when it was Mouse Gear.
Well, no, right now they have that temporary Mouse Gear up. It's called Mouse Gear by Test Track.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so I bought it from Mouse Gear, the new in-between Mouse Gear. And yes, Shang-Chi was probably one of my favorite Marvel movies, probably within my top 3.
You know what? It was really refreshing and fun. It made me feel like I was watching The Matrix again,
right?
Like with all that kung fu and it was just amazing.
And if you're not,
and all that wire work, it was so
the
good.
Fight scenes. And if you're not a Marvel person, if you haven't seen all of the movies, you can hop right in and you totally understand what's happening.
Yeah, it's a beautiful standalone. I mean, the Morris thing isn't going to work. You're not going to get that. That's not going to land. Oh my God! Not Morris.
Trevor Slattery.
My God! Spoilers. Spoilers. But when they revealed, I mean, they put up the poster for Trevor. I can talk about it now. It's been a while. I audibly guffawed. The audience really wasn't reactive. It was a full theater, but it wasn't that reactive. I was laughing every time that man was on screen. Dude, it was amazing.
They had to have brought back Ben Kingsley because he was personally my favorite part of Iron Man 3, and he's probably my favorite part of Shang-Chi, minus Simu Liu and his amazing abs and fight scenes. But Ben Kingsley is amazing.
The mom and dad fight scene in the beginning,
the flirty fight,
those two opposing, the flirty fight. That fight was cool. That was cool.
And that's how you do airbending in live action, by the way.
Ooh, you know what? Give me a Shang-Chi live stunt show at Disney California Adventure.
I would watch it.
Yeah, I would watch that too. All right, so at episode 3, the first one, the original premise of that episode, you were going to roll in and you were like, I'm going to tell you the untold stories of the specters of the Haunted Mansion.
Correct.
The secret stories inside the stories.
Right.
And the first one we focused on, which literally broke my brain. And you know what? I got so upset that I lost all the audio that I mostly disassociated the conversation. So I can't wait to get back into it and learn more about it. Other than I remember people are eating mummies.
Yes.
So Dallin, the mummy in the Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
He's in the graveyard scene.
He is.
Towards the end, you find him there sitting in his open sarcophagi, stirring a little cup of tea, mumbling away to a guy with a horn listening closely.
Correct.
Can you explain to me what's going? That's a joke.
It is.
That is just lost on us.
It's
now,
a joke from way back when people ate mummies. Dan, did you know people ate mummies?
I didn't. I had no idea this was a thing. So how did that? Why Why did people start eating mummies?
Let's talk about the spiritualism movement. Go ahead and put a picture of the spiritualism movement in the crystal ball down there. Okay, good. All right. So the spiritualism movement was back during the late 1800s, turn of the century, when people. It's not like religious, really. It was just sort of. People have a pastime of doing seances, Ouija boards, and conjuring up the spirits of the dead. As you do.
Yeah. You made it very clear that it wasn't like a religion adjacent thing. It was like a hobby.
It was like a
people,
pastime,
right?
where it's like, you get together with your friends these days and maybe you'll go bowling, maybe you'll play some video games. Back in the day they would have seances. And do spirit photography, which is a thing they kind of did with the Haunted Mansion, where you could turn yourself into a ghost. They called it spirit photography.
Did you ever do that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
You know what? We need to. No, I've never done it either. We should do it. The first time we do, we should do it together.
We
should do it together.
And that could be the new.
That's amazing.
That could be the new foolish.
Yeah, that'll be the new
outro or
the new
picture.
cover out or something. Yeah.
And so
amazing.
Back in those days,
I'm sure we won't get sued for that.
You know about seances are easy to talk about. It's just you get in a circle. Talk
right.
to
Everyone's
the
seen Ghost. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, I've seen it. And then you have.
You are Dallin, the haunted man. You put the man in Haunted Mansion, Dallin, and you haven't seen the Whoopi Goldberg Oscar-winning performance in Ghost?
I've seen The Haunting of Hill House from the 1950s, if that counts.
Is Whoopi Goldberg in that?
No, but it inspired The Haunted Mansion.
Exactly. It did?
It did actually inspire.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah. I
we
knew
talked
that.
about that. That's season 1 material. You
already
got to go back and
that's season one.
you got to go back and review your material. But yeah, people would have seances.
Okay, so people are seancing.
Right, and it was mostly. I'm going to say it was all, because as far as I'm aware, none of these conjured real spirits. It was parlor tricks. That's where the term parlor trick came from. Was, you'd be in the parlor and there'd be... Essentially, that's what the Haunted Mansion is today, is just a bunch of different parlor tricks. The ballroom.
Parlor tricks,
It's just how special... It's like the first evolution of special effects was parlor tricks, essentially. That's the original.
Right.
And so people would kick...
Because they're shysters.
Yeah, people would kick the table to make it feel like it's levitating, or have somebody in the background making ghostly noises, that sort of thing. And because spiritualism was such a thing, old world religions and stuff like pagan religions and, ancient Egypt was really... It was in vogue with the white Londoners and New Yorkers, because they loved... They thought they were reconnecting with these ancient Egyptians, and the best way to do so.
It's.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
It's the modern day supreme, right?
It is.
Ancient Egypt was supreme today. For them.
It was very hard to get a hold of the new release of papyrus.
Right. You had to pay a guy to wait in line for you to get a thumb off that mummy or something.
Speaking of getting thumbs off mummies, there would be people. Because back in those days, there wasn't historical societies and archaeology as we know it today.
No Indiana Jones?
Where we were supposed to be protecting this heritage. Instead, people would go to Egypt or the Middle East or, Mexico and find these mummies and just grab them. And there was a ton of them, apparently, because they would just take them by the armful and sell them on the streets in New York or London or, New Orleans, these areas. And they would just sell mummies.
That's insane to me.
And
they were just looting crypts and then taking them back like tchotchkes and selling them on the streets.
Exactly. And that's crazy. That's one way to make a profit, I suppose. And so once you had a mummy in your possession, you would sometimes put it on a table and have a seance around it, trying to conjure the spirit of this mummy. Or, on the other hand, you could try to absorb some of that mummy's wisdom. And how do you absorb something's wisdom? This ancient wisdom of the mummy. How would you transfer that to your own self? You would either take off a finger, crack, and chomp into it like it's a dill pickle. Or...
Ugh, Dallin! Jesus!
Or...
I could feel the mummy pickle snap in my mouth.
I just wanted to paint a picture here for you guys.
You did. You painted one, let me tell you.
Crack. Or you could, a little bit cleaner, a little bit less crunchy, chop off the finger or the entire mummy, put it in your little mortar pestle, and grind it up into powder, and ingest it. You would eat the mummy, Dan. You would eat the mummy to absorb its knowledge.
Gross.
That's really a thing?
Gross.
That really happened.
That's gross.
It is. It's disgusting.
So people were using mummies as props in seances.
Wouldn't it technically be cannibalism?
Technically, it is, man. It doesn't matter how old the meat is.
Right.
It doesn't matter how old the can of chicken soup is you're about to eat. You're still eating chicken soup.
Right. It's like, okay, so I just got in a plane crash. My good friend and co-host Disney Dan has perished next to me. I'm going to eat his body. That's cannibalism, even though he's dead. So, eating a 1,000-year-old mummy.
But that wasn't choice, man. You didn't make a choice to eat
That's
me.
true.
You were stranded.
I would argue that's more ethical than eating a mummy.
I would agree with you, sir. I think that is far more ethical than eating a mummy, because first and foremost, it's a standing agreement between you and I that if we either of us die in a situation where we're stranded, I'm gonna be fresh out of luck. I mean, you don't got a lick of meat on you, but for you, it's gonna be feast or famine for you, buddy. So it's gonna be a full party over here. So full agreement there.
That was actually in the very first episode of Foolish Mortals. There's a terms and conditions hidden.
A disclaimer.
Where we had to both agree to
in the fine print. But you didn't pilfer my carefully wrapped body where all my organs were removed and put in jars for my cats in the afterlife and stuff. Like, that didn't happen. I was a body donor. It's on my driver's license.
Yeah,
okay.
Me too.
Mummies don't have driver's licenses.
Unless you're King Ramses II, in which case you had to get yourself a passport. Have you seen that picture?
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, he has a passport.
He does.
All right, I stand corrected. Mummies do have passports.
He's the only mummy with a passport. So, good for him.
So, would people, talk to them? Like, is that the gag from the ride? Is like, people would talk to the mummies?
Yeah. Thank you for getting me back on track here. People would. So, not necessarily to mummies, but to spirits in general. So that's the only thing where the mummy comes into it, is people would eat them back then.
Okay.
In general, back then, when you were having a seance, to better hear the spirit, you would get a paper and roll it up into a cone and put it in your ear to listen for the ghost to speak. And so, the old man, Dan's making a crude ghost telephone, the crude ghost listening device. So while he makes that, I'll walk you through. There it is. Let me know if you can hear anything, Dan. Everyone, we need complete silence.
I'm wearing headphones, so I can hear everything great.
Any voices from the beyond?
Just yours in my headphones.
I guess that's kind of beyond.
Oh, I guess I could have leaned into that bit a little bit more. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. The bit is for the next episode. Don't worry. The bit is coming in the next episode.
I'm sorry. I did. It dawned on me that I could have heard voices, but
yes, and Dan. Yes,
sorry.
and. So you would roll up the paper, stick it in your ear, and listen for a ghost, and it would help you hear the ghosts better. And here's the joke that Mark Davis wrote and put in the ride that sort of goes unappreciated these days. Is the old man is a ghost himself, but he is a spiritualist dude. He's an old guy who has his cone and is listening for a ghost to talk, who just so happens to be the mummy. He finally gets to hear this ghost speak, but the mummy is mumbling, Dan. The mummy is mumbling and speaking quietly, and the old man is deaf or going deaf and cannot hear the mummy speak. So he finally gets the chance to listen to a ghost speak, but he can't understand what the ghost is saying. And that's the joke.
A mumbling mummy.
The mumbling mummy. I'm looking at my Pop Funko of him right now. He's the best ghost in the mansion.
I've got the mumbling mummy mini.
Oh, okay. No, I have the full size one. I want a life sized.
Mine's down there.
I want a life sized mumbling mummy, either animatronic, someone make it for me, I'll pay you, or I will take a Pop Funko. That's a challenge out there to you foolish mortals viewers. Here we have, who is this? Who is that, Dan? What's his name?
Okay.
You're being tested.
Okay. Ezra.
Ezra the Hitchhiking Ghost. You are correct. You have passed the test.
I mean, this is a sizable Funko Pop, man.
That's a big size. I saw one of the Hatbox Ghost at Target one time, and I did not buy it because I said to myself, what will I do with it?
I'm sure this is keying great, by the way.
Hey, if anything, he looks even more ghostly because he's transparent.
That's true.
Well,
that's
Dan,
true.
it only took me 59 minutes to get to the mummy, so that we were going to be talking about at the beginning of the episode.
I think we did a great job. I think that we got there. We didn't overpromise. We said
Hey.
we were going to get you a little mummy action, and then that's we delivered.
Episode 3-2,
delivered.
I would say just as good as episode 3-1, the original.
Just as
Maybe
good.
even better because the audio is listenable.
Maybe even
in this
better.
one.
That is also a thing that is true. Wait, should we pull the dust chain?
Oh,
You wanna do the thing?
there it is. See, now I'm in charge of putting the dust chain and unloading up the dust these days. So
Yeah. How did? How's that going?
it's going all right. I'm having a little trouble finding enough bodies to fill the thing up every single week. But oh, look at that!
Just mixing a little baby powder.
Mix it with baby powder. Oh, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to make it. I'm like weighing it down with like potting soil and baby powder.
What is that random weird light thing that's going on? Is it your
I
window?
believe it's a gap in the window. I will be keying it out. This is now Foolish Mortals After Dark.
Yeah. No. We can't be after dark until we pull the chain.
Oh, that's right. Let's pull this chain. 3. Count me down, Dan. I'm not going to count myself down.
3, 2, 1. It's just as bad as it always is. Why do we do it?
Don't open your mouth, Dan, or you'll be just as bad as the people eating the mummies.
It's too late. It's already in there.
And now, everybody, Dan is a cannibal. Thank you for watching.
You set me
Disney
up.
Danable.
Ooh, Disney.
It was
Danable.
all part
I
of the
like that.
plan. And now it's time for
It
Foolish
was
Mortals
always
After
part of the
Dark.
plan. Foolish Mortals After Dark, y'all.
This will still
Thank you for telling me your Disneyland
This will
stories.
still make the cut of the episode. We'll keep going until it gets gross and weird.
All right, it's time to sign off then, because it's already gross and weird.
Well, alrighty. I guess we are gross. Dan's officially a cannibal, and I've inhaled.
Oh wait, now that we're in After Dark, what is your Muppet Mansion? What is your wish list? What spooky thing do you wish will happen in the special?
I want them to conjure the spirit of Paul Frees to narrate the special. Realistically, I want them to do a full walkthrough or ride through of the attraction, but every character was replaced with a Muppet. Besides maybe 1 or 2 human characters, because you gotta have a couple human characters.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like a ride through of the ride with Gonzo, or Pepe.
Right.
Like having like give
and Rizzo.
give me Pepe. Yeah. Well, not Rizzo. Rizzo's dead
Is
now.
Rizzo dead? Did he die?
Well, I mean, Steve Whitmire, they fired him. So,
that's
and
right.
Rizzo was Steve Whitmire. Rizzo really hasn't been Rizzo was Steve's character, more or less. So there really hasn't been a Rizzo.
Rizzo has gone to the old rat farm in the sky.
And Rizzo is so specifically Steve's voice, too.
Well,
It's...
I grew up actually with Steve as Kermit. So,
Yeah.
the new guy, Matt Vogel, I believe. Is that his name?
Yep, Matt Vogel. He also does Big Bird at the
He does
moment.
really good. He doesn't sound like Kermit to me. Maybe I'm crazy.
It's okay. It's all right. Steve didn't sound like Jim.
No.
He didn't. He didn't at first, and it took him
They
a
were in
while.
different
And then
registers
we
for
just
sure.
we got normalized to Steve's Kermit, and everyone's just normal. That's normalized, and people aren't really on Jim's. But you know what? Matt does such a great Uncle Deadly. He does. I mean, like he has so many great. he's a great puppeteer. He's got a great mind. He's got a great forward thinking. Like he just wants to move the art forward.
It's amazing.
And I think that young energy that's also kinetic, and he works very well with the company. He works very well with Children's Television Network, like Workshop. He works great. He's just a good guy.
Have you ever met him?
And he's pushing. No, but I had a puppet podcast for a long time, and now he has one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now
he had one when our puppet podcast was winding down. He was starting his.
Well, now we need to get you on that podcast.
I mean, we've crossed.
Is what I'm hearing.
We've crossed paths maybe once or twice. Yeah. Hey, give me a call, Matt Vogel. I'll come under
green
the frame.
shoes.
Oh, web toes.
Web toes. I'm looking at my Kermit right over, sitting on my shelf right now.
Yeah, Kermit doesn't wear shoes, dude.
No, he doesn't.
He's an amphibian.
What is that neck frill thing? Is that something that all frogs
wears
have?
A scarf.
Or is it a scarf?
It's definitely not something that all frogs have. I think that they used it to differentiate Kermit. Hey, watch my Evolution of Kermit video.
I have watched. Okay, I need to rewatch it, but I have seen it.
It was like a frilly add-on to like when they were building out the character and gave him a body. At like a certain point, they put like collars on him, layered collars. It used to be a lot more. It used to be like a lion's mane. It was like over the
Overkill.
top. But then they pared it down. Yeah, and now it's what it is. But yeah, man, gotta love Kermit.
All right, everybody. Before this line in the sky overtakes me, because I swear the sun is setting, and so I keep moving over to the side, and it keeps moving. It's following me, so it keeps getting closer and closer.
It's like a sundial.
My little ghost light friend.
It's a sundial.
It's a sundial.
It's a sundial. There's a sundial.
And
it's almost time for bed. Good night, everyone.
Good night, and thank you for watching. And be sure to hurry back.
Hurry back.
Okay, there is episode 2. One of my favorite parts was to see how high we could do our hurry backs. That was my favorite.
Okay, you want to do it again?
Okay, I'll start, and then you just go higher, and we'll go higher until we can.
Okay.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
Hurry back. Come on.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
Ooh.
That's a crack.
Hurry back. I can't go up any higher than that.
Thank you, everyone, so much for watching.
Back.
Oh! That's gonna be in the new theme song for the Foolish Mortals. Dan's gonna be singing his soulful rendition of "Hurry Back."
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.